My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 350, Bound to Fiery Fate. So last we left off... Monkey Man. Last we left off, Todoroki was going to confront Dabi and finally do this brother versus brother thing. Settle this once and for all. And we actually open at the police station where they're just keeping the old doctor man in central bookings over here, it seems, because he's just in the police station. And basically, he's like, oh, you're Lord on guards today. All to prepare for today. That's why we sought up twisted metal, twisted raw material, born in this world. Warped seas that could serve as his vessel. And we cut over to the battle where Todoroki is, where Dabi is burnt up, looking super gross. And we cut back to 11 years ago, where Dabi was burning in this forest fire that he created for himself. That's where we left off with his like flashback way back in the Paranormal Liberation War. And yeah, he seems to have survived the initial burning, and that's when All For One, in his dapper-ass suit and fedora, pulled up. That's how you know he's evil. He's wearing a fedora in the middle of a burning.
How did he know?
I think he just senses. He probably has a quirk that senses.
Big flames.
Or, the giant fucking forest fire that just spontaneously happened in the middle of the day.
Yeah, but also he just walked into a forest fire.
He just wanted to go check it out, like, maybe it's someone with a quirk.
Mm.
Well, it's blue fire, so he definitely had to know it was a quirk. Mm-hmm. All right, I'll give it to him. There you go. They big blue flames. Might be a cool quirk. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Also, they could have just marked Toya as well, like as a
was
child
outside of jail.
Who?
Huh?
He wasn't in prison?
This was 11 years ago.
Yeah, this is a long ass time ago.
Oh, he wasn't in jail before.
No, yeah, this was during All Might era.
Recently, he just was dying.
Yeah, he was in he was in hiding.
Wasn't he like in a hospital bed or something? Oh, whatever. I guess
this was during All Might's era. Like this was before the injury, I believe.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was before their fight.
Oh, that happened really recent. Oh, okay. You gotta remember, guys. I forget all of these things. So
yeah.
Okay. So he pulls up. He's mad fresh and healthy. I get it.
So fresh and so clean. And
yes, he's not a raisin yet.
Dabi wakes up and he seems to have been like mostly repaired. He's
but do you see him on the ground in the panel before? He looks like Gon. He's like Gon's arm. You remember?
Yeah.
Yo, Killua was like, and I was like, oh shit. No, guys, you gotta understand, like, I know that his whole body is burnt to a crisp, but Dabi's dumb as fuck, alright? Gon had that shit happen to him out of pure spite.
Yeah.
And plot convenience. It wasn't right. It wasn't right.
It wasn't right.
Dabi's just, like I said, dumb. Yeah. So he set himself on fire. He has ice skin.
No, he doesn't. What
does he have then?
Nothing. He only has fire, but he has like the most.
I thought that was the point, that he has like.
No, that's Todoroki.
No. Toya has his mother's ice resistance. That's why he's really weak to fire.
Yeah.
To his own flames.
That's why he really burns up like a lot, his skin.
Yeah, he doesn't have the ice skin.
No, well, I mean, that's what I called it, the ice skin, but it's icy resistance, but that's whack. So he has resistance to ice, but fire hurts him more. Why does that have to be a give and take?
Well, that's
Couldn't
the thing.
Have just been a boost to the ice?
That's why Todoroki, that's why Shoto is so valued by Endeavor, is that he's the one who had the perfect mix and the other kids didn't. So... yeah, that's why it didn't work out for the other.
Poor Dabi.
Yeah. He wakes up in some weird nursery. This weirdo dude with a sunflower for a head pulls up and he's like, "Hello, you're living here from now on with everyone else." and it'll be lots of fun. Rough.
And that's it.
Yeah.
No going home.
You're just gonna have to accept that shit. Apparently, like, All For One also, like, calls in via Skype, it looks like, and is just dashing his dreams further. He's like, you're a changed man with that Burn Rictus look on your face, and yet you survived. He says you'll never exhibit the power you once did. Every organ was damaged, so, you know, we basically had to stitch you together, and we wanted to welcome you with at your full strength, but we couldn't do it. You know, you'll just never be. You're even more susceptible to your own flames now than ever. So, you know, it's fine. You know, if you join us, then maybe I can restore your flames to their full glory. And Toya is just like, no, I'm not getting trained by anyone else. And at some point, he manages to escape All For One's facility. As you know, the doctor narrates. I think his name. What was the doctor's name? Ujiko, right?
Yeah, I think it's Ujiko.
Yeah, he escapes and he basically vanishes for a number of years until one day he just returns. You know, that's where he met, I guess, Shigaraki and all them, and then inadvertently ended up back in the league where All For One was. And you know, we got to the point where he meets the high-end Nomu that fought Endeavor at one point. And he says, Ujiko, you're the one who kept me alive. Seeing this corpse here gives me a decent idea of what you people were planning to do with me. So he says, I'm back now because this seemed like the perfect place for my funeral.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, very...
Does it get more razored edge than that?
So yeah, he's just like, I gave up, it's fine. And then he reveals that Toya actually did come home at some point, but all he did see was that nothing really changed. Endeavor was still the abusive scumbag he was when he died, supposedly. And you know, it kind of broke him inside. So after that, he says every time that thing saved the city, referring to his father, right, referring to Endeavor, every time that thing got a boost in popularity, my heart kept pounding away. Ever since the day that Toya died and Dabi was born. And we get this big fucking splash page, beautifully drawn, by the way, of just like Dabi melting the All For One stone statue. He's liquefying stone right now.
Oh, damn. I did not pay attention to that.
Yeah, if you look closely, it's just like all melting away. And he says, once I've burned away that thing, holds near and dear, that'll be the mark I left on this world. And he and Todoroki are, I guess, gonna like exchange fucking heat fists. Pretty cool. And that's basically where the chapter ends.
Dude, Dabi looks fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah, this shit's crazy. But that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what were your thoughts on this chapter?
Well, it wasn't I guess I wasn't expecting a long flashback, but I didn't think it would be this quick and to the point either. But it made sense. You know, they held Dabi down. He ran back home eventually because he got up out of there and just was like, damn, I don't want to be back in this family. I'd like to believe he still should have been like, yo, dad, like, look at me, I'm a fucking zombie, chill. You know what I mean? Maybe I would have changed stuff, but I get it. Endeavor's the worst. It was the worst fucking person ever, and Toya seen that and said, man, fuck all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm ready to see a fight. I don't know. I don't really have any commentary about their relationship or nothing like that. I think I want to see Dabi go all out. Have we seen him fight all out yet?
No. Because this is what happens if he fights all out, basically.
Oh.
Like, he's only been able to, like, fire off bursts of fire just for this reason alone, because the shit physically hurts him every time he uses it, so he's got to use it sparingly. So yeah, this will be the first time that Dobby actually, like, really fights. But, what are those all your thoughts?
Yeah, that's it. I want to hear what you guys think.
Yeah, Brian, what did you think about this chapter?
RGC!
Oh, yeah.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Yeah, I really like this chapter. Mainly because, like, I really like the whole Todoroki family storyline and all that stuff. Like, this has been my favorite part of My Hero Academia for a while. Is, like, what can be redeemed and, you know, how do you even go about fixing something this broken? Like, it's just such a interesting storyline, and Dobby is kind of an interesting villain to me. I feel like his reveal was a little off to me, but the more they build upon it, the better it gets for me. And also, it kind of adds more to why Dobby is so interesting to All for One and the villains and stuff like that. It's because this guy is literally he's a beast. And there is a chance that Dobby is probably a Nomu, like some advanced or like perfected Nomu, you know? So because he kind of looks like a Nomu a little bit when he burns off the skin and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
They did say he was a changed man and that he was different. They said all for One said it like 3 different times. Like, he said in 3 different ways the same thing, that he's different and changed and not the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there is something to that.
Like, he
It doesn't
could be
make
a
sense for him
Nomu.
to just burn himself alive. It looks like he's already almost dead, like just from talking shit.
Yeah. No.
Like,
And
this
he's really
chapter
burning the
gives me-
candle there. Like, he's
Yeah.
It's like, come on, Dobby, why don't you use some of that fire against these guys? I'm sorry, Brian.
No, it's all right. I like, honestly, I like chapters that give me stuff to think about, and this chapter definitely gave me something to think about when it comes to Dobby or how Horikoshi is going to continue this battle from here on out. I feel like he's about to cut off to set up something else, because it seems like he's basically just doing a bunch of setup chapters for these fights.
Yeah.
Like, he did so with Toga, and now he did so with Dobby. So maybe
And
next
with
is Spinner.
Shigaraki.
Yeah. Maybe next is Spinner, or maybe he goes back to Shigaraki. But I don't think we're gonna get Dobby versus Todoroki just yet. We're probably gonna get it in spurts, like in split up action set pieces. But honestly, I'm really excited to see what he does next. But I'm not gonna get my hopes up and think that we're gonna get a Toya Todoroki fight right now. But this is just a decent setup chapter, and I really liked it.
Mm-hmm. I like this chapter too. This is the second time we've dived into Dobby's origin. Like, you know, this is like basically a part 2 to what we've seen already. I think you got something there, Brian, that this was like an interesting look. I also agree that like the Endeavor storyline, you know, the Todoroki family storyline was something I said way back, that if they executed this properly, then it could be like one of the better written things in manga that I've seen. You know, just the idea is just so ambitious. You know, how do you redeem an abusive father? All that stuff, and all that stuff that comes with it. How do you forgive? Do you forgive? All that stuff. The different family dynamics that come with this. I'm not sure if it's as it stands, it's being executed particularly well. I like where it's going, but I feel like it could be better. You know, like the fact that Endeavor's not there, it kind of like, I don't know, the idea that this might be resolved without him is a little off to me, because I feel like he needs to be there in one way or another.
I feel like I agree and disagree with that, but I mostly agree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really get that Horikoshi wants to make this a brother battle, and I'm cool with that. It's just that it hasn't. I'm not going to say it hasn't been built up that way, but I think it's more built up for this to be a family dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I would have loved to see his mom pop out. We don't know if she could fight or not, right? We know she has a nice ability, but
Yeah, she's never been a fighter, from what I understand. She wasn't a hero,
right?
So, yeah, she could very well pop up. I mean, that's the thing. I kind of halfway expect the family members to pull up to this fight. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I halfway expect like Natsu and the mom to pull up at one point or another somehow. But I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to see, wait and see to see how it goes. Because there's been there's definitely been like pacing issues with My Hero Academia, so I'm worried that this is just like one of the things that's gonna suffer from that. And I hope not. I think the idea that he's like a Nomu now is actually kind of interesting. I never really thought of it.
Yeah, that could be really cool. I'm hoping that's the case, man. I want to see Dabi go ham.
Yeah. There's all this talk about like Horikoshi experiencing burnout. But for burnout, I mean, this guy is like drawing his fucking ass off. Like he has the most productive burnouts I've ever seen. If this is him, like not in it, it's pretty incredible still. Like from an artistic level, these little details that he has throughout the entire chapter. So I always have respect for Horikoshi for that. It's hard to work through that shit when you don't feel like working on something and when you feel as passionate about it. And this is obviously what's my favorite word, conjecture. But yeah, I just gotta put some respect on his name. He's been doing a fantastic job with the art at the very least. But I will have to see how this kind of plays out for me to really give a final opinion. But so far, not bad, not a travesty at all. Not I
thought about discussing maybe the matchup between Todoroki and Dabi, but we could save that for when they begin their fight.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's not going to be continued in the next chapter. I think the way this ended, I think we are going to get a continuation of it in the next chapter.
It could be,
and it's 2 weeks from now, so we'll see.
We do have 2 weeks from now.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about My Hero Academia. A solid chapter. After it was gone last week too, right? It was good to have it back for at least a week, and I do await its return. I am trying to like enjoy it for while it's here, because we know it's ending by the end of the year according to Horikoshi. So I'm just kind of like trying to enjoy what it is. I am enjoying what is here for the most part.